Hello, beautiful human. Thanks for clicking on our conversation with WOOSUNG. We have a lot to discuss, including a brand new EP. Very exciting. If you haven't heard it yet, there's a link in the description below. Also, in the description, a link to hang out with us live every day on Amazon's AMP. We are reimagining radio, baby. You can make a radio show if you want. All you got to do is click the link, use Beautiful Human as a code to get in, and leave your honest thoughts on our interview in the comment section below. I sound weird because I just got my wisdom teeth removed. I'm sorry. I'm a little sore still. And subscribe to our channel and hit like and enjoy. Okay, here we go. Hello, beautiful human. Welcome to the studio. WOOSUNG. Did I say your name correctly? Or
yes, WOOSUNG. That's good. Zach sang.
That's it.
WOOSUNG.
Wow.
My English name is Sammy, though. If that's easier for you guys, you could call me Sammy.
Yeah, and that's how you introduced yourself.
Yeah.
First of all, your music's great, and I'm really excited to talk to you about music. And you technically are a label owner. Would you consider yourself a CEO?
A CEO of my own artist things, yes.
But the Wolfpack?
The Wolfpack, yep, yeah.
I mean, I want to dive into, yes, business, yes, music, but like, you grew up in LA.
Thousand Oaks.
So, okay.
Yeah. Is it LA? It's Ventura County, but
It's technically the Valley.
yeah, the Valley.
So how do you get to Korea? Do you go on auditions in town? Were they scouting around your area?
Actually, yeah, they had this show called K-Pop Star.
That's how you get your start.
Right. And then, they were in LA. They were holding these auditions for this Korean show. And that's how I started. I was 19.
So do you see it in person? Do you see it online and do you tell your parents how do you get there?
It was honestly more like I've never been around an Asian community living in like Thousand Oaks, but I went to this Asian church and these friends at church were like, hey, if we go to this audition, you could see more of us. And I was like, okay, well, I'm down to, I want to learn more about this Asian culture that obviously those are my roots. And I wanted to make friends, so that's why I went on the audition.
This is pretty wild because to go from being in Thousand Oaks
Right.
and looking to get in touch with your roots to being thrown into the trenches of
Literally.
of what it means to be not just a K-pop star, but like the realities and the norms that couldn't be further from what you're used to.
Oh, I was not ready for anything like whatever that was. The whole audition show, the whole moving to Korea and starting a music career, I was not ready for it. I didn't know what I was getting into.
I mean, in that process, do you even get in touch with your roots? Do you even discover your roots?
I don't even know if I was even thinking about that, but when I moved to Korea, I was forced to know these roots. And when I say forced, it's because when in Rome, follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And when in Korea, I now had to adapt to how the mannerisms there, the different types of respecting the elders, and there's so many rules, right? With any country, but yeah, that was the hardest part for 3 years. It was so different than America, than Thousand Oaks.
Are you grateful looking back?
Grateful, yes. I think I am blessed that I got the chance, and that one audition show got me to open new doors, of course.
Was music something you were pursuing before the audition?
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. I wasn't. I always liked playing the guitar and singing, but it was a hobby. I wanted to study psychology in college. And that was my senior year. I did not plan to move to a different country and just give up on everything that I was actually shooting for. So yeah, no, I was not ready. That's for sure.
Wow.
When's the first time you write a song?
First time I wrote a song was in Korea. So the whole thing, the audition show happened, and I got a couple of callbacks from these companies, Korean companies. So I decided to move to Korea and start my music career there. So now I'm not going to college anymore. It was my senior year. I graduated, and I went straight to Korea. And there I was training. I was a trainee. There's a whole
Which
system
is
there.
what's harder, being thrown into an audition show or being thrown into being a trainee?
I think trainee because that one was, I didn't have a time limit. I didn't know when it was gonna end.
It could never end.
Yeah, but the audition show, the time limit.
I mean, technically, it ends when they throw you to the waist,
Right.
right? That's
Right.
sad but true.
Yeah, it is very true. Or if you just debut and make it, and that's such a small percentage of people.
Well, so when you're training, do you think you're gonna make it?
Well, in the beginning, I was thinking I had these big, dreams and big things that I thought I was going to accomplish so early on. I'm glad I didn't, honestly. But, me being so ignorant of the system of the industry, yeah, I thought I was going to debut right away. I'm under this company, train for like a couple of months, like put out a song, blah, blah, blah. And none of that happened. None of it. I was there for 3 years. Nothing happened. So I left.
Well, technically, the opposite happens. Is this the same company that you end up getting into a lawsuit battle with?
That's another company.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the company after this first one. Yeah.
So you write your own music for the first time in Korea when you're put into training.
Right.
Does that song even ever see the light of day?
Actually, the first song I ever finished, it did come out like way later. There's a track called "Beautiful Girl." I
Oh, yeah.
don't really care for you guys to listen to it. It was like one of my first songs I wrote. Like I was like 20.
Why don't you like that song?
I love it. I think I love it, but I feel like it's like, it's like cringy for you. If you ever think back on like the first thing you did, let's say for example, the first podcast you made or the first episode you made, it is beautiful. There's beauty in it. However, like looking back at it,
It's a
not
cringe.
Yeah, it's a cringe. That's how I feel about it.
I understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you learn from that song?
What did I learn? What did I learn? I just learned how to structure songs, I guess. Because that was my first song. I didn't know what I was doing.
When did you figure out what you were doing?
I don't think I ever figured it out.
You still don't know?
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever figure out what we're doing is like the right, I guess that's the beauty of life. We'll never figure it out. But we strive to figure it out every day. Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
So the Moth is the EP that's on the way.
Yes, it is.
What do you want people to listen to? If it's not Beautiful Girl, I like Face.
Face is good, yeah. Face is like, it's not too far apart from, my career path right now. It's only like, 2-3 years ago, I think? 2019.
The genre EP?
Genre EP, that one, it's funny because when I wrote Face, I wrote most of these songs in the genre EP. So I just felt like I just needed to get that out of my system to release the songs that I'm making now, which was songs that are in Moth EP that's coming out. But, I felt like I just needed to get all these old songs that I had written out of my system in order to move on to release these songs that I feel like it's more connected to me, who I am at this moment.
But genre EP is the first body of work and first song or first anything you do independent, correct?
Yes, that was correct.
Is that scary? Or, I mean, yes, liberating, but there's no one to fall back on.
I think I like that. I think it wasn't as scary as I thought. I think it was more of a really good learning experience for me. I really wanted to know how like the back end of things worked. For example, if I'm gonna distribute my music, how do I do it? Before that, I had no clue. So I would not know how that all works, the business side of it. I don't know how to produce a music video. Not that I have to produce it, but I need to know the steps so I could take care of the crew that I'm with. Little things like that. It was all a learning experience, and that's why I took that step to make my own company and kind of try it out. Because it was a time. I'm actually in a band called The Rose. We have 3 other members. They're in the army.
Them.
Right, we'll get to them.
Are they still in the army?
Yeah, they're mostly out. One of them's still in the army, but yes, they're almost all out.
That's wild.
I know it's been a while.
You don't make art while they're in the military, or do you keep going?
Make art as in like
Keep making songs?
Yeah, with the Rose, yeah, here and there, they still get their phones like from like I think it was like 5 to like 8 p.m. or something. So if they have melodies, they'll send it my way. I'll build on it. If not, I was mostly showing them what I was making as like a solo musician. And if something worked for the Rose, we would have done it for the Rose. We would just keep it.
I understand what you're saying. Like you're making music, sharing it with them, and if they think something works for the band,
Yeah.
you'll forfeit it for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the band is always a priority.
How does that work? Because like when does the band come into play? Because they reach out to you,
Right.
and at the time they're called Windfall,
Oh, yeah.
and you change
You
the
know,
name
you
to the
know.
Rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they reach out to you, correct?
So yeah, they were busking. They were street performing in this city called Hongdae in Korea. It's like known for street performances. It's kind of like Santa Monica, not really. So I knew Leo, one of my band members. His Korean name is Tojun, from just drinking. He was a friend of a friend. And one day he comes up to me. We're just drinking, and he's like, "Hey, I'm doing this street performance band. It's called Windfall. We need someone that plays electric guitar and sing, and I think you're the perfect fit." And I was like, "No, I am not the perfect fit. I'm okay. I just got out of this first company. I'm gonna try to do my own thing." And then they were like, "Hey, how about we just do one show together? Just one show. We just need your help at this hall." Okay, so I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go practice." And we went in the practicing room, and I just played a power chord. It was an F chord, and they all came in at the same time: drums, keys, bass. And then I was like, "Okay, I'll do it. Easy." I felt it. I was like, "I'll do it. Yeah, it makes sense."
Then you guys end up signing to a company, correct?
Yes.
You release an EP, 2 EPs,
It was a single, actually. It was a single called "Sorry."
and that's it.
That was a first. It was 2017, August 3rd, I believe. Yes, it was August 3rd. We released a song called "Sorry," and this was a song that we wrote, with the four of us, just the four of us. And that happened to get picked up in Europe. People started listening to it more. Our company was not a huge company in Korea. We didn't have the amazing PR budget and amazing push per se, but the music was working somewhere that we never thought it was even possible, and we got offered a Europe tour, and that's how it started in 2017.
That's pretty crazy.
Awesome.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you only plan on starting a solo career once the other members have to serve time in the military?
No, I actually had a solo mini EP out before they went to the military in 2019. That's when the Face era.
Got it.
Yeah. It was always a thing where I have my creatives that I need to just release sometimes with my solo music, but band is always priority. But if we're not so focused on the band and they want some time off, we're all taking time off, then that's when I'll sneak in the solo projects.
Okay. Moth. What story are you telling?
Okay, this has been my thought the past year writing music. It just builds on how butterflies and moths, they're the same insect. They look very similar, however, they have such a different perception. Mm-hmm. Butterflies fly in the daytime. They're called beautiful. They're touchable, whatever. Moth, on the other hand, they're disgusting, gross. They're nocturnal. And they always chase the light. And when they finally land on the light, their prints, when the light shines through them, their prints are actually sometimes more beautiful than the butterflies. And the whole message was that some of us just need a little bit of light to shine on us to show our true beauty. And that sometimes perception can make moths, fly only at the nighttime, because in the daytime they'll get killed, and that's why they always chase the light. So just metaphors.
How does that start? Like where does that thought begin?
So I was in Korea. I was sitting in front of a convenience store, and they how they have those huge light up signs. Mm-hmm. And then there were a bunch of moths, and this one big one, it was that big. He was flying. I was like, that was a huge ass moth. And then when he or she finally landed, when it landed on the light of the sign, and I saw how it shined through, and I saw the print, I was actually very surprised. It was beautiful. The prints on the moth that I've never ever seen or even thought to care about. When I saw that,
yeah, because they're ugly on at first glance, they're ugly, but when you give them time,
when the light shines on them,
they're beautiful.
They're beautiful. Yeah.
You got to give them a shot.
You gotta give everybody a shot. Everybody. We're all different.
Amen.
So how does that translate into the music that's on the EP?
So that was my main theme. And that was just what I had in my head the whole time I was writing these. Like, I wrote like 10 songs, but I put only 4 in the EP, right? So in the songs, like Side Effects, I have lyrics in there that hints at what I was talking about with this whole album. In Modern Life, I say, don't let the lights go out, just let it shine bright. So there's like hints here and there, but I don't want to go into it too detailed and have it be like, hey, just think only this when you're listening to this song. It's for you guys to interpret.
How do you decide though? Out of 10, like what 4 make up the story?
I think at the end of the day, it's what I feel like I want to present as a project, and I feel like if I just feel more and I engage more with certain songs that I feel like anyone else can, and I might be wrong, but this is my project, what I want to show as my art. So that's how I decide. I just go sit down, think about the concept, think about the album title, and then kind of put it all together.
Do you live in Korea?
Right now, no. I moved back in end of like 2020
Got
to
it.
see family and stuff. I've been gone for like 9-10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in Korea for a while. When I went to Korea after that K-pop star moment, that audition show, I just never came back.
Did you know Korean before you left?
I did, but I wasn't that good. I was just speaking with my mom mostly.
And now?
And now my Korean and my English both suck. You know what I mean? No lingual is what I call it.
Can communicate with no one.
No one. Yeah. You know what's the easiest communication is though, when they speak like Korean and English well, then I'm like, okay, I'm doing this like Konglish thing where I'm speaking Korean and English at the same time.
I mean, I understand like 10 years is a lot of time
It is
to be somewhere.
Oh yeah. I learned a lot though. I think the biggest thing for me was I wanted to sound native, because me coming from America but looking like this, obviously Korean, and speaking in Korean but being really bad at it was, I didn't want that, I guess. So I studied. I know how to read and write Korean very well, maybe even better than English now.
I mean, you're good enough to be on TV.
Oh.
You hosted
yeah.
stuff over there.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I think Korean is a little bit easier for me, to be honest, at this point.
Why?
I don't know, because that's what I've been speaking for like 9-10 years, and that was my young adulthood, right?
Does anybody casually speak English over there?
There are, you know what, I have friends there that are from America as well, so they're kind of like me. They speak Korean and English. But yeah, they all know how to speak English, not that they're really speaking it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they learn it, but
Did you stay there for 10 years just because of your career, or did you just enjoy your time over there?
no, I definitely didn't enjoy my time in the beginning. After the 3rd year of training under this one company, I didn't see a future. However, I also didn't see a future coming back to America, trying to go back to college, and I felt like I was giving up on everything I had worked for 3 years. So I just stuck it out. I was, trying to figure my way out, making some music, teaching a little bit of English.
What would have the path been in Korea if it didn't take off in the way it has so far and continues? Like, could you have stayed there and like taught English and taught music and built a life that was maybe not that of a pop star, but maybe still in the entertainment world?
That's actually the beauty of teaching English. That's when I really learned that music isn't everything in life. Up until that point, I thought music was everything. So if I didn't have music, I was depressed. I was sad. And once I started teaching English, I went to these children's homes. It was like a tutor almost. I got to see their family. I saw how these normal families lived and how happy they looked, how content they were. And then I started realizing maybe without music, I'll still be okay. It's okay.
It's weird that it's not weird, but I think it's enlightening that you say that, because you embarked on the journey not because you wanted to make music, because you wanted to get closer to your roots.
Right.
So somewhere in between that, somebody is forcing into your brain that music is it.
Yeah.
And it's the only answer.
Right.
Right?
I don't know if someone forced it on me, but
Or is it just the environment you're in?
Environment. And I think I forced it on myself. I was like, I gave up my college. I gave up my life to go party.
Even though you never wanted to make music before.
Like I liked music, but I didn't think I was going to do it professionally. I didn't think there was a spot for me. I never took it that seriously. at bonfires, and like playing the guitar was like how far I got. You know what I mean? And like just playing the guitar because I liked Angus Young from AC/DC. Not because I thought I could be like Angus Young and be on that stage. Like he just looked cool, and I was like, yeah, I want to learn how to play the guitar.
But your environment and like the thought of like your life depended on music success.
When I went to Korea, yes, that was the only thing that I had going for me. And now, I gave up everything else here.
Where's your life at now?
Now, anything could happen, and I'll be okay with.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, like we still move on and live, and that's just life. Like I can't control it. If one day, if tomorrow my vocal cords for some reason get hurt, and I can't sing anymore, it is what it is. Not that I want that, but if it does, like, what am I gonna do? Like, of course, like that. The music isn't the one thing that just describes who I am as a human. I have many other things that I love, and friends and family, and things that I like to do in the future.
What does your mom think about all this?
She's very cool. She's very chill. She's just like, yeah, do what you want. Blah, blah, blah. Very chill.
Blah, blah, blah. Good luck. Goodbye.
Yeah, good luck. Do you. She's always worried, but still. If I listened to her, I would have went back after the second year.
Really?
Yeah. She really wanted me to come back. She's like, how about you just come back? Let's just apply to colleges again and, maybe study something. Blah, 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 blah. Which might have been the right answer. And that life could have been, better than this one, or maybe as good as this one that I'm having right now. But I would never know because that's not what I wanted to do at that time.
You're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, always.
I mean, you have your own label. It's really rare that a K-pop star, like who's a part of not one but two companies over the years, ends up having their own independent venture.
Maybe it's because I had two.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? I was like,
you didn't learn enough from one. You needed a second go around.
The second go around to really, really understand.
What makes your company different than the other companies you were involved with?
Well, it's like there's nothing different. We're doing the same thing, same goals, right? However, it is me making the calls.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference. Not that I'm more right than the other companies were, but at least I get to take responsibility for things that I decide on. And through, releasing genre under my own company, I had realized that partnerships are great.
Mm-hmm.
And, with partnerships, growing the team bigger, I can't do everything. I was literally like distributing, clicking the music video to go live, and I was doing all that for genre. And then I realized, okay, maybe that isn't like where I need to be. Maybe we need to share this, make the team bigger, and get this going a little bit more easier.
Are you gonna sign other artists?
Not right now. No, I think right now my priority is the Rose, and we set up our company in Korea there with the Rose. It's called Windfall.
Cool.
Yeah. We partnered up with this amazing management company, Transparent Arts. Now we're sharing everything.
Look at this.
It's great.
Would you ever do a tour where it's like you and the Rose, and like part is the band set, part is you?
No, I think if we were ever to do a tour, it'll be just the Rose tour, and then if they want to take some time off, I'll maybe do a solo. I am doing a solo tour because this coming May 15th, that's when it starts, I think.
And that's just you.
Yeah, but if the Rose wants to do a tour, I'll never like slide in my solo act. Like one or two songs maybe for like a break. Like in the middle, that's what we used to do, but I don't want to make the whole show about like half me and half the Rose. Like that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it should be the Rose.
Or just you.
Or just me, but like I said, priority the Rose, and then WOOSUNG. It's about the team.
It's very kind of you.
It's not kind. No, it's not kind, because I think that benefits me more too.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and we all believe that. The Rose, we understand that we fill in each other's lacking parts. That's the beauty of
you complement each other, yeah.
Other than obviously like the Rose is a full band, what would you say is the biggest difference in terms of like how you write for each project?
The biggest thing though is that with the Rose, we have 4 brains to write this one song.
Mm-hmm.
With this, unless I'm collaborating, it's usually just my brain, one brain. Less hectic, less arguments, easier process. However, lesser brain power.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. We fight so much about over one word. We would fight for like days over this one stupid fucking word that because our rule is that all four of us have to agree for this to go. And you know how hectic that could be. Like it would always be like 3 verse 1, 2 verse 2, and we have to argue our way out. If you believe it strongly enough, you know, you're not going to give up. And they're stubborn as hell too.
Is that healthy?
It's very healthy because, we leave it at the studio and then we would go eat together. We wouldn't even talk about it. And we come back and then we argue. Just in the studio though. Like outside the studio, no talking music. Please, like I don't want to hear your voice with music. Like I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah.
There's a deep attachment to the band. And like when's the last time you guys have been in person all together?
All together? Damn, like 2 years ago?
Wow.
Before they went to the army. Before I moved back here.
That's crazy.
So do you guys have plans to get together and work in the studio together and create music for the Rose in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. By end of like June, I'll be done with my tour and I'll be in Korea.
And when will they be out of the military?
2 of them are out right now. One's coming out in like a month. So then once they're out, they're gonna settle, kind of enjoy their like normal life, get used to things. Yeah. And by then I'll be in Korea and we'll start working on our album there.
Got it.
And then we're gonna bring all of them over here.
Oh wow.
Finish the album, finesse it over here.
Oh hell yeah.
Maybe even shoot the video here and there. We'll shoot like 2.
Making moves like an executive.
We have a team now.
That's it.
Easy.
Why are you guys coming here to finish it?
I think I just want them to experience this as well. It's a different environment. I want them to kind of get out. We're getting a house in Joshua Tree, like with a studio.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So we're gonna stay there for like 2 weeks and just kind of finesse the album. And I think it'll be a good getaway, good catching up, and kind of a little vacation. We're working and also taking a vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Dimples.
Dimples.
On our list of songs that we like, where does this fall?
Dimples. I mean, in terms of like, I like or
you.
Oh, I mean Dimples. I like Dimples.
Okay.
Doesn't sound convincing.
You know what though? Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I love all my songs and they feel like children to me. But then once they're released, by then I've listened to these songs.
Yeah.
So many times. Sometimes you just need a little bit of time.
Do they take on new meaning to you as time passes?
I think so. Dimples right now feels like I still love it. I still love the track. I think it has a good message. How the dimple is like a trap almost, and like you fall into this hole, and it's so attractive in a way. But right now, I'm just really focused on my new EP.
Moth.
Moth.
If you want to listen, there's a link in the description below.
Yes.
Click it. Dimples are a trap. I agree. Horrendous. Disgusting. Worst thing ever.
Why you're into dimples? You like a good dimple?
Oh, the worst, dude. The worst. I'm like trying to get over somebody, and all I can think of
is their dimples.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Did you write? Wrote and produced all the music on Moth, right?
Yes, we do have other collaborators. We produced with Sweater Beats.
Oh,
producer, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, you know Sweater Beats? Yeah. He's great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What is it like? I mean, how do you enter a studio? Do you come prepared with ideas, or do you go fresh slate?
Depends on the day. I think for these 4 songs, I always came in and said, hey, I'm kind of feeling dreamy today. Can you give me some keys that are like, up in the clouds, but nighttime, but like very wet? And Antonio would be like, all right, I got that. He's like doing this thing. He gives me like a loop of 4 chords, and I'm like, okay, I like this one.
But it's wet.
It's wet. It's reverby. I like this one. Give me like an hour. Can you just build on that? And then I'll build on the melody and lyrics. I'll come up with the concept. And we take like an hour, and I'm like, here's the melody. And he's like, here's a track. Yeah, that's how we did it. Mostly.
Is it the same strategy every time, or?
So there were times where I just brought in like full melodies, like hook melodies, and then we built off of that. There were times when we come in and we're like, what do we do today? And then Antonio was like, oh yeah, like there's this book. I was like, what book? And he's like, oh, this book called Modern Life. And I was like, let's read it. It's like a picture book. He actually gifted it to me. And I was reading it, and we were inspired. We were like, yeah, Modern Life. So we wrote the song Modern Life. Just like it's so different every time.
You have to enter in a certain space though, right? Or can you tap into that no matter what the day?
We usually did it from 2 p.m. to like 9 p.m.
So you'd start later in the day.
Yeah. Too early wouldn't work for me, honestly.
Every day?
No, not every day.
You could churn something out?
No. I think we did like one session per month, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like every session we had a full song because we were going from 2 to 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had the bones. Yeah, we did. It's not like I was there with him every day, like like spending every day together right now. Actually, definitely not. Yeah.
Dude, I think it's crazy that you had no real plans of making music, but you went and worked, and you had no real plans of being in this band. You told them no, but now the band is huge,
That's life.
and now you have these two really successful music careers, both solo and a band, and you didn't want to do either of them.
You know what? I'm so thankful for those like chances that I got, but yeah. All I can say is whatever comes my way now. I can't choose. I could choose to be something, but I can't.
Yeah.
Because life won't let me choose.
Do you remember the moment where you realized that you're an actual, like, an artist?
Artist. I mean, I don't know. I always liked creating things. I always liked thinking of concepts of things, but I don't know if I just realized that one day I was like, oh, you know what? I'm a great artist. I think it was more of, as I was doing it, I think I because it's my profession and what I have to do, I think I just became a little better at it each time.
But do you feel like you have to do it?
Like I said, no, if one day I can't sing, I don't have to do it. But would I like to do it? Yes, I would like to do it. But and I would push and I would try my best to do it. I don't have to do it. Like sometimes I don't want to listen to music. Like I'm okay without listening to music sometimes.
Dude, same.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like it's your life. Like your life doesn't have to be revolved around just one thing.
How do you define success?
Success when you have the people to share it with. And that's why I'm so about the team and having more bigger teams, because you succeed. Let's say you do, and you're growing as an artist. You're taking these stepping stones. Your shows are getting bigger. Your album's selling more. People are listening to it more. You gotta share that. You gotta celebrate it with somebody. And if that somebody is someone who went through this process with you, that's so happy, right?
Yeah, you're sharing it.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Right, rather than if you did it alone.
Yeah.
And who you gonna you celebrate by yourself? You're like, good job, Sammy. I'm so proud of you. Like, it sounds so sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Yeah, it's so lonely. And I think we just as human beings, I think we strive when we share the love and when we have things to share. And I think everybody wants to be something successful, blah, 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 all these things that you want to be, because at the end, it's about sharing that success, the happiness with the people around you that you love. I don't think it's solely just because I want to be so rich and I only want to be rich. I want to go eat by myself at this restaurant. I want to drive this car by myself. Like what, right? I think that's what it is at the end of the day, right?
Do you think that this kind of fuels your deep attachment to the band?
Definitely. I think, yeah. And we're just good friends too. Yeah. We've been friends for a while now.
You don't want to do this alone?
Do I want to do this alone?
You don't want to.
Oh, I could, yeah, I don't want to do it alone. I'd rather do it with people.
Who wants to do anything alone?
Right?
Mm.
Dan does everything alone.
I love doing things alone. I love being alone.
You know what? Like, I do like being alone as well. I've been to a buffet by myself.
Dude, isn't it fun?
It's hilarious.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Everybody, I was in my slippers and it was in Korea too. And it's like a couples place. Like it's like one of those buffets where only like couples go. And I was there by myself just eating, it was great.
Took yourself on a date.
Yeah. I was
Slippers.
like, oh yeah, and slippers.
Sick.
It's great. But I do appreciate the time of being alone. However, I do like being with others and sharing the process we had, the memories we built.
Yeah, building, creating memories and sharing success with somebody, it hits different.
It does. It does.
I did hear you say you liked bands like We the Kings and All Time Low, and that's what you grew up on, right?
Yeah, middle school, high school, yeah.
Would the Rose ever kind of get into the pop punk world?
Yeah, I always like try to make them do that, but they're like, nah.
It's pretty in right now, dude.
But that's the thing, though. I think they understand the beauty of pop punk and alternative and indie. And I think maybe this album, I don't know what kind of music we're gonna have. I do have a concept, but we'll see where it goes. It's not about what I want to do, so we'll see the vibe.
Yeah, you don't call the shots on that one.
No one can,
Yeah.
because one person could want to do one thing, but if the other three doesn't, then
That's the rule you've set.
yeah, that's the rule. We can't do it. If it was up to me, oh hell yeah, all time No We the Kings might have been our main source.
I mean, who in the K-pop world is doing pop punk? I mean, who in that space is doing music like that?
That is hard to say. Band is very limited in Korea. However, there are a lot of indie bands that are amazing as well. I think it's just not there yet in terms of like, because K-pop and like this dance idols are such a huge part of K-pop at this moment. I think it's harder to see the indie bands and harder for them to have a spot. But I think it's gonna change.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I see K-pop as more of like an overarching genre that includes many different
Right.
like subgenres. That I think pop punk could be there.
I agree.
Pop is there. I mean, dude, or I believe K-pop songs have rap in them.
Yeah.
They're their own little subgenre under
for
the
sure.
K-pop. I mean, is that the right way to look at it, or is that wrong?
I think K-pop is just Korean music. If you
Yeah.
made it in Korea, it's like K-pop, right?
But there is like a sound though that follows all of the songs, no matter like the subgenre, that like is hard to put my finger on. It is way more. It's not language. It has nothing to do with language. It has something to do with sound.
But it's like it's not all of it though. You know what I mean? Because like pop, like what is pop? What genre is pop?
I agree.
Yeah,
I think pop is a bunch of genres that make up pop.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that
that's
come out of America, right?
Yeah, and I look at K-pop the same way.
It's exactly. I think so. It's just whatever comes out of Korean music, I think. And then if they want to call it K-pop, you could call it. It doesn't matter what it is. It's music at the end of the day. Yeah, music is universal.
True.
When you start writing a song for either the Rose or yourself, do you start writing in Korean or English or whatever just sounds the best that day?
Whatever I'm feeling that day.
Okay.
Moth is actually in all English.
All English.
Yeah, all English.
Is that your first body of work that's all English?
No, I had a couple of songs in genre that were just all English tracks.
But not the full thing.
Like the full, not the full album.
Yeah.
Yeah. The album was like 50-50, I feel like, Korean and English. But this one is full English. That's just where I was at. It's not about like just appealing to, like English speakers or Korean speakers. I think it doesn't even matter at this point.
I agree.
Right?
Music is the most universal language out there.
Yeah, because I realized that when we did our first Europe tour, we went out on this tour. We were singing our songs, and these people, non-Asians, know 100% of the words to our Korean-based song, and that's when I realized it doesn't matter. It's the message that matters. It's whatever they want to make it as. The listeners, if they want to receive it in a way that fits their life, yeah, then okay, the language shouldn't be the barrier. But I think I wrote Moth in all English because first I think Anton Sweater Beats, he's an English speaker, and I think at the time I just had came back to America and I was speaking way more English than Korean, meeting a bunch of people, setting up my company and all that. So that's where I was at.
Wolfpack.
The only other question I had is the song Come Down. Is there a reason the letters are some capital, some lowercase?
Not really. I think it just looked trippy and cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's like because that was the dreamy one. I was like, dreamy pianos. Give me like a wet, dreamy in the clouds, but kind of nighttime. I see purple pianos.
Do you see colors a lot when you think of music?
Yeah. I think that's like the first thing when I hear. It's not just music. I think when I hear something, it's colors. And not that like I'm always analyzing it. Not like right now when you're talking to me, I don't see colors. You know what I mean? It's not like that. But
you could if you wanted to.
I could describe what color your voice tone is.
I don't know if I want to know.
Brown.
Ew. Stop.
Really?
Is it?
No, like yellow. For me,
Yes.
personally, yellow.
That's nice. Thank you.
What are the colors on here? So you said Come Down is purple. What's side effects?
Come Down is like deep purple. Side Effects is the one I had two colors. It's like neon green. I was seeing neon green for some reason, and also I was seeing like a blue, like a light blue, like that like that camera stand, light blue.
Okay.
Like it's
If
a little
you-
shiny.
like this one, but you
Yeah.
know, kind of like.
yeah.
And then what is it? Phase Me was like a prompt red,
Mm-hmm.
very bright red, but deep at the same time. And then Modern Life was a deep yellow.
Very cool.
Deep yellow.
Deep yellow.
Listen, by the way, to Moth. Link in the description below. Final thoughts, Daniel?
I think we covered it all.
We've covered a lot.
That was awesome.
It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Appreciate
Thank you for
you.
inviting us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, anytime.
Can you invite the Rose as well?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
We'd love
Whenever
to
you
have-
want.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This year.
Dan's a fan.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're going to Joshua Tree and then we'll come here do an interview.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm going on the vacation.
The vacation.
Yeah. Cash.
Cash.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
WOOSUNG,
Thank you.
everybody.